Okay, guys, so here is the small little antenna that came with the Radioddity 606 for the Cheap Radio Challenge. We're going to take a look at it and test the range out and test the SWRs. But it comes with this little BNC plate. You know, that's pretty handy. You can also use this for like the HTs if you were to buy BNC antennas to travel with. But the downside is it came with a PL239 connector on this end, so we're not going to worry about that. Let's go outside, get in the truck. Let's take a look at this little antenna. Okay, so here's the little antenna that came with the Radioddity cheap CB radio, the cheapest one I could get. And we ran it with the SWR meter, and it is showing that it is resonant, or the SWR is lowest at 27,172. So definitely not in the US CB band, kind of outside of it. But let's keep going. Let's see how it receives with the little radio. Let's get it hooked up. Okay, so we are receiving with that little dude. Let's go to 6. That's probably going to be, we'll stop at 19. We're receiving a little bit, but let's go down to 6. I wish you could just hold this button. Oh, there we go. Kind of goes a little fast. All right, I know we're going to hear stuff on 6. So you can hear it. Maybe let's try 11. All right, so there we go. There's 11 on the little radio. It's receiving okay. If you're getting this antenna, you're not expecting the shooting to skip. So it's showing it's putting out full power. Maybe the SWR protection on this radio isn't the greatest. We're going to hook it up to the ATOS Yaesu's antenna on the truck right now. So now we have it hooked up to the ATOS, my Yaesu antenna in the back. Receiving pretty well. Let's go to 19. Pretty quiet. Surprised we don't hear Elmo out there talking. If you know, you know. 21, yeah, so I mean, it picks up good for $50. I don't know how well that antenna will transmit. Maybe I'll do a transmit test. 73.
Okay, so this is the Radioddity CB606, the cheap CB radio on the cheap CB radio antenna, right out the door. This is the Radioddity cheap CB radio at the end of the driveway, about 200 feet, 200 feet. This is the Radioddity cheap CB radio at half a mile, half a mile, half a mile. This is the CB606 at half a mile, CB606 cheap CB radio on the cheap CB radio antenna. This is 1 mile on the cheap CB radio and the cheap CB radio antenna, 1 mile. This is 1.5 miles on the cheap CB radio and the cheap CB radio antenna, 1.5 miles.
Well, folks, there you have it. About 1.5 miles is what you're going to get with this little dude. Now, that was on the 705, which is a really good receiver. It was wide open, but and on a long wire antenna, but about 1.5 miles is what I would expect out of this little dude, especially like mobile to mobile. 73, guys, Easy Amateur Radio, back with a cheap radio.